Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Irreplaceable. And today I am going to share a concern of this one thing I wish I knew sooner, especially in this day and age of the technology of the internet. I wish I had learned how to market myself better, how to network better, because I grew up quote unquote being like the cool kid, okay? Being the kid who wanted my results to speak for themselves, who wanted other people to notice the genius, the coolness that I am. I wanted other people to assume all these good things about me based on how I presented myself to them. And I would never speak, and I would let all my work and my worth speak for myself. And that is the biggest blunder I ever did because I didn't learn how to be loud and really market myself and put myself out there for better opportunities and to get more things. And let me break it down for you. You could be this person right now on the internet who has so much to offer, who has so much to show. You have people who are not even half of the kind of person you are or half as talented as you are, and they are putting themselves out there constantly, making a lot of money, getting a lot of recognition, compliments, fame, everything that you think is like a cakewalk for you. You know, it's a piece of cake. It is so easy that you don't even have to put in effort. But this person has made like an entire career, and you're sitting there and noticing, I wish I had like half of the confidence this person had, or I wish I could just put myself out there like that. But because I'm so conditioned into letting my work be for itself, not being cringe, that I am literally restricting myself and holding all my talents back because I don't want to be perceived like that. Is this you? Is this you? Yeah, I know it's you. I am talking to you. Hey, listen. We all have been in this situation where we have seen something go extremely viral or something or someone achieve a lot. And then you go like, I did this when I was literally at the beginning of my career or so young. So, like, why is this person getting so much recognition? Like, they're being so loud about it. They're being so loud about it on LinkedIn. They're being so loud about it on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok. They're like spamming WhatsApp messages to everyone. Like, damn, like the confidence. It is such like this thing that they are marketing themselves as. It's not even achievement for me. Like, this is beneath me. But look at them. Look at them for being so proud about this. Look at them, marketing themselves and putting themselves out there. And you're just sitting here like, if only I, one, had the audacity to do like the bare minimum and yell and scream and shout and tell everyone, yay, it's me, I did it. So many times this thought has crossed my mind. And I bet it has crossed your mind too, that the basic that you think or things that you think are even beneath you, below you, if they are not extremely difficult or of a genius level, you don't think it's worth putting out there. The same goes for a lot of artists. I have this friend and he's a really good painter. He draws like the best nature type drawings. I'm sorry, I may be using the wrong word. I don't know the word for it, but he draws and paints so well. And I keep telling him that, hey, you should like just put your art out there. And he's like, I don't want to make this a business or be like a small business. So I told him two questions. One, I'm just telling you to share your art. I'm not telling you to make a, art page and then just be consistent with it. Like just, share it. And number two, what's wrong with being a small business? Like, what is this mindset that you are either directly the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, like the achievement is either you're a CEO or you're a brokey or you are like a nobody or you're like a mediocre person. Like, where is the middle? Where is the growth? Like, everyone started somewhere. Most of the CEOs you are seeing right now be at the top of their game. They were at a point door-to-door salesmen. They were at a point who were literally broke, who didn't know anything in their career. They legit dropped out of college. And you are out here judging yourself for something you have not even achieved yet. Now, the art of marketing yourself comes with two things: confidence and a little bit of delusion. You need to believe in yourself so much that whatever you do is grade A level work. It's the best. No one has ever done it before. It's groundbreaking. You have literally invented something. Like, you are the one. You are the only one. No one has done this. Okay, so you need to have that kind of audacity, that kind of delusional that this is the best. I am the best. And second, the confidence to go and tell people that, hey, you know what? I did this and I am the best, and I want you to accept it, and I want you to compliment me on it, and I want you to celebrate this with me. And trust me, it looks stupid. We can laugh at these people. We actually do laugh at these people. It's funny. It's like, oh, okay, wow. It's sarcastic. But you know what? It works. It works. And that is what pisses us off. And that is what we find cringe, that, oh my God, like, I know this is cringe, but people are still digging in. Take your guilty pleasure. What is a guilty pleasure? A guilty pleasure is something which, in true sense, is a bit cringe, but you still like it, you still dig it, you still do it, and it's like a secret. A lot of times, a lot of content is like that. There is so much content in the world that you don't want other people to know that you like. Like, you could like the most weirdest, craziest thing out there, like the craziest ASMR or the whole plastic sound effect thing. You could like those funny TikTok videos with those hee hee ha ha sound in the beginning. And that's cringe, but it works. Like, some things in this world, they make absolutely no sense, but it works. And you know why? Because it's marketed like that. You know it's cringe, but you can't stop watching it because it has that effect on you. Human minds, human souls desire cringe. They want cringe. So the biggest fear of marketing in our generation is that we don't want to come off as needy, come off as, desperate for attention. No one wants to look as if they want attention, like me, 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 me. But at the same time, we all are drawn to narcissists in a way or not, because they keep demanding that kind of attention, like me, me, me. So there is an art to it. There is an art to market yourself without looking desperate, needy, or attention-seeking. So there is a very subtle way to it. I will give you the steps. Okay, there are 3 steps. So first 2 is you need to have that kind of delusion. Number 2, you need to have that kind of confidence. Number 3 is you need to present in a way that it has been happening. You have been doing it since a long time. And if they don't participate in it, then they are cringe. Like, you have to make it so obvious that, you have to format it, you have to write it in a way, you have to explain it in a way that it's, professional. You know how some people, they take a very crazy concept, an idea, and they run through it through ChatGPT, they sugarcoat it. They make it sound like, oh, the packaging is so good, but the product is shit. The product is shit, but a lot of times when it comes to beginning something, the product doesn't matter. It's the packaging. The marketing side of it is taking anything that could be as useless and wrapping it up so beautifully, decorating it so beautifully that you want it, that you should think that, why don't I already have it? That is a person who's a true marketing genius. They could take anything and make you feel that if you don't have this, then you are losing out on life. You don't deserve it. Like, this is the best thing. Your life is incomplete without it. So when you go study marketing, these are one of the first few things they tell you, that a good marketing person is not someone who takes on, puts all these billboards, just runs money through ads and stuff like that. No, A person who's good at marketing is a person who does like the smallest thing. They can take anything that is worth absolutely nothing and sell it off, market it off, and show it off in such a way that everyone feels desperate to get that. So instead of you feeling desperate for the attention, you need to make others feel desperate for your attention. It has to be the reverse way. And it could be anything. It could be a product, it could be your talent, it could be your creativity, it could be anything you want eyeballs on, you want attention on. And one thing I've noticed this difference between men and women, if a guy does something, he will, like, even if it's like a picture he's taken, he will put it absolutely everywhere. He will send it to people. He will direct message people that picture of him that, hey, look at this. Just like, look at this. Like, don't compliment it, nothing. Like, look at this. And most of the time, look at this is all it takes. But women, on the other hand, they think so much, they internalize the whole thing that they want others to approach them and ask, look at this. Now, here's the thing, and I learned it the hard way. No one knows what's in your heart. No one can read your mind. And it might sound absolutely crazy for me to tell you this, that no one can read your mind. Like, it's so obvious. Yeah, no one can read your mind. But a lot of times, we still expect people to read our minds. We still assume that through our body language, through our facial expressions, like, people will read our mind. But that's the thing. That's your body language. It's not your mind language. And you know what is your mind language? Your mouth. So when you have your mind language and you want to translate that, you speak it out. And I suffer through this too. I assume that people would see all this effort that I'm doing. People will see all these good things about me, but I will never tell them about it. And I will have these like theories that, oh, this must have happened and that must have happened. But I have never spoken about these things. I have never marketed myself like that. But I'm sitting here and expecting that this person will get the hint. This person will read it and get it, and I would be able to market myself, which is absolutely delusional. So ladies, do not feel the fear of coming off as needy, desperate, or clingy, or cringy when you're putting yourself out there. If you've done something, just assume the audacity for once, okay? Do this once a month, where once a month on one day, you assume you have all the audacity in the world and just fucking go for it. Just put it out there. Put out your accomplishments. Put out good things about you. Compliment yourself. Compliment things about yourself. Tell people, oh, I did this. Show off your accomplishments. Show off your beauty. Just one day. Trust me, it will change your life. It will change your outlook on yourself. So, once a week, put yourself out there and just see the magic unfold. Now imagine if once a month you do this and this happens, what if you do it every single day of the month? It's going to go absolutely crazy. Every time a woman has just once marketed herself, put herself out there, and it could be in the simplest way, just put out a picture, put up an update status, just told people she's doing something, it literally catches fire and then everyone's talking about it. And I think that's also a reason why women don't tell people much things about themselves, because people talk way too much. And then it's also, the negative thing that, oh, like, why is she marketing herself so much? Why is she she's just putting herself way too much out there? Why, like, a woman should be silent? No. Put yourself in the competition. If you want to win the competition, you have to fucking participate. And to participate, you need to have a campaign. And to have a campaign, you need to know how to market yourself. And that is putting your accomplishments out there, telling people what you do, and asking people for things, telling people your expectations. These two things are so important that women do not do. And it infuriates me because I also learned it just like a couple of years before, like just into my 20s. But I'm still happy that I learned it early on. Now, here's the thing. When I would do things for people, and I'm not just talking about marketing yourself as in, fame to the world. Marketing yourself as in telling people what you are doing, okay? Being the person, like let's say there's a group presentation and you're telling people the role you presented. When you're working in corporate, you're telling your boss that I did all these things. It is seeking approval. It is seeking all this validation. It is seeking all this attention by bringing to light things that you have done. And you know what? It's not even seeking attention per se. You're just telling people what you've done. And a lot of times we don't do this. I am using the word market yourself because this is the best catchphrase that could make you understand that marketing yourself basically means telling people what you're doing. When you don't even inform others the things you have done and you assume and put the pressure on them, that they will see the talent in you, there is way too much noise and distraction for anyone to notice you like that. So what you need to do is you need to start speaking up, telling and asking. These two things. So when it comes to your personal relations also, I would do all these things, I would do all these gestures for the people in my life who I love, and I would never tell them. It's like throwing your best friend a birthday party, a surprise birthday party, and not even inviting her. Who is going to see it? Who is going to know? And then you get upset that she didn't show up. Do you see the flaw in this whole logic? Unless you give out the invitation, unless you tell people what's up, how will they know? And then you get mad that they don't see the worth in you, they don't invest in you, they don't see the love you have poured for them, they don't see the efforts you do for them, because baby girl, you are not telling them. You are not informing people things you're doing for them. And this happens in friendships, this happens in relationships. But men, on the other hand, they're super loud about it. They will do something for you and they will show it to you. They are more expressive in a way where they will show you things. They don't internalize everything. But as women, because we internalize everything, we think things up and then we overthink them. And then we communicate with only ourselves in our mind and we do not put out there. And then we fall down in our own eyes. We disappoint our own expectations and then we get mad at the other person. So you need to realize that you need to vocalize and put your needs, your ideas, your thoughts, and you need to take credit. After marketing yourself, you need to take credit for what you have done. Because the thing about credit, the rule about credit is if you do not take the credit, someone else will. And you do not need an undeserving person to take the credit. So I'll go back to the birthday example. So you put out a surprise birthday party for your best friend and you did not even inform her. You did not even call her, but you got all the guests ready and everyone is waiting. Now, let's say one of the guests, she calls your best friend up and she says, hey, come to this location, there's something. Come to this location, meet me. When your friend arrives and you have the birthday party and everything, she is going to thank the other friend of yours who invited you because she does not know who set up the party. She does not know who put on the efforts. And if that friend is a good friend, she would say, that, hey, you know what, like Ira put up the party or blah, blah, blah. But if that person wants the credit or has 1% wrong motive, and we have a lot of people like that in the world, then they will take the credit. They'll be like, oh, thank you. I'm so happy you loved it, liked it. Even, unintentionally also. The credit will go to her. And that's the thing about credit. Credit always looks for an owner. So if you do not own the credit, someone else will, or the credit will go to someone else. So you need to realize after putting yourself out there, after marketing yourself, you need to be there ready, straight up, standing with your hand out, asking for the credit. And, you need to acknowledge these things. And yeah, it might look very icky and very, oh, that's not me. Oh my God, this is so awkward. This is so embarrassing. It's like I'm demanding. It makes it look so transactional. No, it does not. It does not. Instead, it's going to up your points. It's going to make you look so much better. It's going to make you look so much worthy. You're going to have more respect because Not only did you do the job, you were there receiving the credit, and you have to, or you were maybe humble about it, you were good about it, you were gracious about it, you had gratitude. And these things people remember. So when you do things for other people, let's say your friends, your boyfriend, your family, you need to, one, inform them of all the things you have done. And don't inform them in the middle of an argument that I did this for you. What did you do? When you put out questions like this in an argument, the only thing they're going to reply to is, did I ask you to? Did I ask you to do all these things for me? And that hurts like a bitch. That is so insulting. So when you do something for someone, tell it to them at that moment and take the credit at that moment. Do not wait for an argument or, settle the scores later on, or you keep it up in you and then build up resentment and then bring it up later that, hey, I did this, but what did you do? And I can't see all these things. Like, you have to put it out there. You have to make it visible. And a big part of making it visible is also verbalizing, where you are saying that, hey, I did all these things and I love you. Like, even when it comes to love, when it comes to appreciation, when it comes to family, when it comes to working in your job, like, you have to tell people, hey, I did this. And what do you think? Like, get some credibility back, get your credit back. And that's how you grow. That's how you become better. And initially it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel embarrassing because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, right? So initially you would feel that, this is not me, but yeah, I did this and whatever. But then it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. Why? Because you start seeing the results for it. And trust me, that is life-changing. And once you assume that, the first thought that's going to hit you is, shit, why didn't I do it before? I should have started doing this way earlier. So you need to learn all these steps and do it in that order. You need to have the delusion that you're the best. You need to have the confidence to go up to people and tell them, hey, I did this. Then you need to have the audacity to assume that everyone liked it. And then you have to go and take the credit. Then you have to repeat the process, go up the level, up, and then keep glowing up. And that's how you market yourself better. It's not just this one thing, this one-shot thing that happens. It's this whole process. And once you crack the code, you realize that this is like a life hack. It's a cheat sheet of the life code. And you learn it better, you learn it sooner, you will come thank me later. That thank you for teaching me this. Because I am now open to even more experiences and more opportunities because I stopped internalizing things and started putting it out there. So that's all for today's episode. And I know this is going to be so life-changing. So go out there, become a bit delulu, and put your confident self out there because you deserve all the credit. Be out there, be grateful, be happy. See you soon.